Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network for tonight's broadcast of Epic Basketball League action. It is NBA 1972-73, and tonight we are coming to you live from Memorial Auditorium in Buffalo with Bronze Division action between the Boston Celtics and the Buffalo Braves. And this should be a fun game tonight as we feature for the very first time on the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network the sensational rookie from the Boston Braves, Bob McAdoo. 6'9", out of North Carolina, the NBA Rookie of the Year in the 1972-73 season. And he is a good one. He is averaging about 22 points a game, top 20 in the league as we enter tonight's action. And he will be the star of the show here in Buffalo. But they have got a tough opponent on their hands in the Boston Celtics. This is a Bronze Division game, but the Boston Celtics have been dominating the Bronze Division. They were really one of the better teams in the NBA in 72-73. But they're going to have a big hole to climb out of in the championship bracket because they'll have to go through 3 tiers of playoffs just to get a shot at the championship. The Celtics come into this game at 7-2 in Bronze Division play, and they are comfortably out in front and looking to get promoted back into the Silver Division for 72-73. Buffalo at 4-4 is right on the cusp of getting promoted. They are battling it out with the Seattle Supersonics for the second place in the Bronze Division and the chance to get elevated to the Silver Division for next season. So that is where we kick things off. The Celtics, of course, are led by League MVP in 1972-73, Dave Cowens, averaging 22.8 points per game, good enough for 15th in the league. And his wingman is John Havlicek, also in the top 25 in scoring. So let's take you to the Buffalo Memorial Auditorium to get things started. Using Action PC Basketball, the 2021 version. As here we are on the court with the starting lineups. And it is a familiar crew for the Celtics, for those of you who followed Boston basketball in the 70s. Jojo White is your point guard. He has got John Havlicek alongside in the backcourt. Oops. Didn't mean to go there. I need to lower the volume just a little bit here on the ambient noise. There we go. So it is White and Havlicek in the backcourt. Don Chaney and Paul Silas, a couple of outstanding defensive players, are your forwards. Silas and Chaney both second-team all-defense in the 1972-73 NBA season. And the big man inside, of course, your league MVP, Dave Cowens. Undersized at 6'9" and 230, but in his third year out of Florida State, and one of the best postmen of all time in NBA history. That is your starting lineup for Boston. For Buffalo, it will be Randy Smith at the point guard, second-year man out of Buffalo State, good for about 15 points and 5 assists per game. The veteran the young Dave Wohl, second year out of Penn, 6'2", 185, is your shooting guard. Bob Kaufman, fifth-year man out of Guilford, and he is a good one. He was an all-star in 72-73, averaging 17.5 points per game, 11.1 rebounds, and 5 assists. And, of course, McAdoo, the aforementioned Rookie of the Year, is your power forward out of North Carolina. And the big man inside is Elmore Smith, second year out of Kentucky State, and he is a good one. Rim protector at his finest, as well as 18-point scorer and 12 rebounds per game. So it will be Cowens and Elmore Smith duking it out inside tonight here in Buffalo. As we say good evening to Highlight Heyday in the chat room. Welcome to the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network for tonight's ball game. Let's go ahead and tip things off here in Buffalo. The tip is in the air, and it is controlled by Buffalo. Randy Smith running the point has got Kaufman out on the wing with the basketball. Guarded out there by Don Chaney. That will be a tough matchup for Kaufman on the outside. But he shoots the jump shot. It's no good. Well defended by Chaney. The rebound comes down to Chaney, and it is Boston basketball now, moving from right to left on your computer screen under the watchful leadership of Jojo White at the point. White on the outside, picked up by Randy Smith out there, right? White wants to penetrate, kicks it over to Havlicek. Havlicek guarded by Wohl. Havlicek lost control, and the ball dribbles into the backcourt for the turnover. So both teams come up empty on their opening possession. Buffalo regains possession. And now it's in the hands of Randy Smith on the outside, guarded by Jojo White out on top. It's going to be Smith looking to get inside. He drives, dishes it over to Wohl on the perimeter, gets it back on the give and go. Shot is good.
Dave Wall.
That was Wohl from the perimeter knocking down the baseline jump shot. Give the assist to Randy Smith. 2-0 Buffalo. Boston basketball now in the hands of Chaney. Chaney on the outside has an open look as he comes off the screen. Elmore Smith comes over the screen, gets those long arms out. Chaney can't go any place and has to call the timeout. That leaves 11 seconds on the shot clock for Boston with Chaney to inbound. Out to White on top. 3 on the shot clock. White's going to have to pop the quick jump shot. He can't get it off. And Wohl picked his pocket. 2 good defensive plays by Dave Wohl to start things off here. And Buffalo's looking to go 3 on 2 the other way. Randy Smith in the lead. Dumps it to Kaufman. Kaufman into the lane. Gives it back to Smith. Smith lays it up. No good. Kaufman is there for the offensive board. He passes it back out to Randy Smith, and Buffalo will reset the offense. Alert move by Kaufman to grab that offensive rebound. Now they go inside for the first time to MCADOO. McAdoo's got a mismatch down there against Chaney inside, and McAdoo banks it home. 4-0 Buffalo, as the Celtics still looking for their first points of the evening. White out on top, guarded by Smith. He's going to look to send it over to Havlicek on the perimeter. Havlicek drives into the lane, gets around Wohl, lays it up and good.
Havlicek.
Nicely done by Havlicek, the former Ohio State Buckeye. And it is now a 4-2 game. Randy Smith leading the Braves offense. He's got it out on top once again, squaring up against White. He's going to try and dump it inside to Paul Silas. Silas, another solid defender inside as Silas is on McAdoo. Cannot get the pass through to McAdoo. Smith is forced to take the short jump shot. That's around the rim and out, picked up by Cowens on the rebound. Back come the Celtics. They've got it in the hands of Don Chaney on the outside with 17 on the shot clock. He doesn't have very many options. He's going to try and get it cross court to Havlicek, and Dave Wohl once again steps in front for the steal. 3 turnovers now in the early going for Boston, as Buffalo sets things up with Smith. Smith looks inside to McAdoo. Over to Wohl on the perimeter. Now they get it to McAdoo down low. His little jump shot against Silas is no good. The ball is batted around, and it's Chaney coming up with it for Boston. 2 minutes gone by. Buffalo leading 4-2 as White sets up the Celtics offense. They're going to look inside to Silas. Silas shoots over McAdoo from the baseline and scores it. That ties the ball game at 4. Back the other way to Buffalo. Dave Wohl's got it on the outside. He's picked up out there by Silas. Wohl's looking for help. He finds Smith back out on top. Smith explores the lane. Steps around White. White picked his pocket. Nicely done by Jojo White to give Boston another possession. Here's White with the outside jump shot. He scores it. Didn't even move the net. as White beat Randy Smith back down the court, had an open look from the free throw line and buried it to give the Celtics their first lead of the night. Buffalo back on the offense in the hands of Randy Smith. What's Smith going to do? He's not managed to accumulate any points tonight. He's going to try to look for MCADOO on the baseline. McAdoo's got a tough matchup out there against Paul Silas. He can defend inside or out. And again, McAdoo leaves this one short. But Silas got him on the arm. And that will send McAdoo to the line for a pair. McAdoo, a fine free throw shooter, 77% on the NBA season. He converts on the first. McAdoo hits them both, and the ball game is now tied at 6 with 3 minutes gone by. White sets up the Celtics offense. Looking inside to Cowens, but Randy Smith tipped it away and stole it. Buffalo with numbers going the other way. Smith dribbles down the center of the court. Drops it off to McAdoo. McAdoo drives the left side of the lane. Kicks it to Wohl on the baseline, and Wohl is fouled by Cowens on the reach-in.
First personal, second
that foul will be on the floor, so it'll be a side out for Buffalo. First foul on Dave Cowens here tonight. It's Kaufman to inbound for the Braves. We're still tied at 6. As Kaufman gets it out on top to Randy Smith. Smith loses it, gets it back. Steps into the lane. His shot is up and good.
Bob Kaufman.
Nicely done by the Buffalo offense on that possession. They take the 8-6 lead. Back and forth we go here in the opening period. Jojo White with it. Picked up out there by Kaufman. Calls for the screen. Tries to get it into the lane. It's knocked away by Kaufman out of bounds. Last touched by the Celtics. So 5 turnovers already tonight by Boston. And Buffalo has a chance to extend the lead. They're ahead 8-6 as Randy Smith sets up the Braves offense. Smith sends it down low to Elmore Smith. A couple of Smiths here on the Buffalo squad, a big one and a little one. And now the big one's got it. He's working on Cowens inside. Steps around Cowens, gets to his right hand, lays it up and good. So Elmore Smith draws first blood in that low post matchup, and Buffalo goes up 10-6. Boston looks inside again to Silas. Silas shoots over McAdoo and scores again. That's 4 points for Silas. The score is 10-8. Buffalo's going to look to McAdoo on the other end. He sets up and scores from the baseline. McAdoo and Silas going back and forth here. 12-8 Buffalo. As Boston comes back, and they're going to look to Havlicek this time. Havlicek's got some space on the outside. Puts it up over Wohl. The shot is off the back iron, no good. But Wohl fouled him.
Foul is on Wall. First personal.
And that's going to be before the shot. Havlicek not happy about that. He wants to go to the free throw line. But the referees call that on the floor and give the ball to Boston on the side out. 7.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. It'll be Don Chaney to inbound for Boston. Chaney gives it out to White, gets it back inside. Working on Bob Kaufman in the lane. Not a good matchup for Chaney. He's going to try and dump it down inside to Cowens. Cowens gets it. Tries to step around Elmore Smith with the left-hand hook, but Smith made him alter the shot. It's off target, and the rebound is taken by Bob McAdoo. Buffalo looking for their biggest lead of the night here, already up 12-8 and looking for more. Inside they go to McAdoo. McAdoo steps around Silas, lays it off the glass, and good. 8 points now in the opening period for Bob McAdoo. He is lighting it up, and Buffalo now enjoys a 6-point lead, 14-8. We've got Havlicek on the baseline again. Dave Wohl's done a good job with him so far tonight. This time the quick jumper by Havlicek way off target, no good. And that ball goes out of bounds to Buffalo. So for all the good defenders we've got out here tonight, it's Dave Wohl who is dominating the game on the defensive end for Buffalo, as the Braves now look to once again further extend this lead. Buffalo running the offense. This time they send it inside to Elmore Smith. Smith working on Cowens down low again. This time his shot is short, and Havlicek takes the rebound for Boston. It's 4-on-4 the other way. White wants to push the tempo. White dribbles down the center of the floor. Sends it over to Cowens. Cowens down low, lays it up and good.
Cowens.
White drew the defense and found Cowens wide open inside for the finger roll. First basket of the night for Dave Cowens. The score now is 14-10. 6.5 to go, first period. Buffalo with the lead and the basketball. Inside they go again to McAdoo. He can't connect this time. Gets his own rebound off the offensive glass. McAdoo on the putback. Again cannot get it to fall. That one spins around and drops off the rim and is taken down by Paul Silas for Boston. Back come the Celtics. Inside they go once again to Chaney. Chaney kicks it out to Havlicek. Havlicek from the outside. Puts it up off the front rim, no good. He's fouled again by Wohl, and this time Havlicek will go to the free throw line. And that is bad news for Buffalo. That's 2 fouls on Dave Wohl, who has been stellar on the defensive end here tonight. Havlicek steps to the free throw line, an outstanding free throw shooter. 89% on the season. Hits the first, 27 straight for Havlicek. And into the game now for Buffalo comes Dick Garrett at the shooting guard position, replacing Dave Wohl, who goes to the bench with the 2 fouls. Havlicek tees up the second shot and scores it.
Havlicek made the free throw.
And it is now a 14-12 game. Buffalo still out in front as we approach the midway point of the first period. Buffalo sets up the offense. They go inside again to Elmore Smith. Smith has 1 basket down there tonight. He's in the paint. He pump fakes. He shoots. Oh, and Cowens got a block. Blocked by Cowens, out of bounds to Buffalo. Cowens didn't buy the pump fake. Took his time and swatted the shot by Smith. But the ball remains in the hands of the Braves with 11 on the shot clock. Inbounds goes to Randy Smith, working on Jojo White out top. Smith drives into the lane. White tips it away. It's knocked out of bounds, and it is off. Last touch by Smith. Ball goes back over to Boston. Neither team having much success trying to penetrate into the lane here tonight because of stellar perimeter defense. Boston now with a chance to tie the game after they have been down by as much as 6. The pass goes inside to Cowens. He kicks it out to Silas on the baseline. Nothing happening there for Silas. He's going to try and kick it back out to Jojo White at the free throw line extended. White steps around Smith, gets into the lane. The shot is off target, and the rebound is taken by Elmore Smith for the Braves. Randy Smith brings the Braves down, looks over to Dick Garrett, just into the game. Garrett's got an open look from the perimeter. Havlicek closes out, forces Garrett to make a bad pass back to the point, and that's a turnover on Buffalo. So Havlicek forces the turnover, and the ball goes back over to the Celtics. Once again, looking to tie this game now. 5.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Chaney's now got a look from the free throw line. His shot from the free throw line is good, and we are tied at 14. Nicely done by Chaney. It's a whole new ball game with 5.5 to play in the first. Buffalo looks inside again to Elmore Smith. Working on Cowens. His shot rolls off the rim, no good. Elmore gets his own rebound. Kicks it out to Randy Smith. He's away from the basket. Elmore away from the basket. cannot get a putback attempt. Instead, he sends it over to Garrett. Garrett from the baseline. Steps around Havlicek, lays it up and good. So Garrett got loose in there off of the long rebound. Elmore Smith found him down low for the basket. Buffalo goes back on top, 16-14. Here's White from the outside. He's got it knocked away by Smith. Off the hands of Chaney and out of bounds for another turnover. 6 turnovers by the Celtics already in this one, as we are now under 5 minutes to play in the first. Buffalo on the offense. It's in the hands of Randy Smith. Smith again looks to penetrate. He comes off the screen, gets into the lane. Cowan steps over to cut him off. The shot by Smith is off target. But Smith is fouled on the play by Jojo White. And it will be Randy Smith stepping to the line for 2 free throws. And as we have this break in the action, I invite you all to stick around for the first quarter break, where we will review what's happening next on the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network and what's been happening over the last few weeks in the Epic Sports universe, coming to you from the Dave Cave. All right, it is Randy Smith stepping to the line. His first shot is off target, no good. Smith hits the second. And Buffalo now goes up by 3, 17-14, 4.5 minutes to play in the first period. White with the basketball for Boston. Sends it over to Havlicek. Havlicek gets it back to White. White's jump shot is off the front of the rim, no good. And the rebound is taken by Smith. That would be Randy Smith for Buffalo. Randy Smith wants to run. It's 3-on-3 at the other end. Smith with Garrett and Kaufman on the wings. Smith dribbling to his left. Smith dumps it to Garrett, the trailer. And Garrett wasn't ready for the pass. That's a double dribble. And a turnover against the Braves. Missed opportunity there for Buffalo. And the ball goes back to the Celtics. Here's Havlicek with it on the wing. He's got an open look from the outside. His perimeter jump shot is tipped away by Elmore Smith, out of bounds. Boy, Elmore Smith came out of nowhere to get a piece of that shot. And it is out of bounds. Boston maintains possession with 15 on the shot clock. They get it to Chaney on the wing. Chaney shoots over Bob Kaufman. That's no good. And it is Randy Smith with another rebound for Boston. For Buffalo. Randy Smith brings it back to the other way. And now we've got it inside to Elmore Smith. And it is Elmore Smith who is called, it's Randy Smith. Boy, I can't keep track of these Smiths. Smith swings it to Smith. Smith runs into Cowens. And they call that on Randy Smith. I just have to look at the scoreboard over here on the upper right-hand side of the screen to see which Smith that was. That foul is charged to Randy Smith. That is his first. And the ball goes over to Buffalo with now under 4 to play in the first period. Boston with the basketball. It's been a bit of a sloppy game here so far. Lots of turnovers. Boston goes inside to Cowens. Cowens working down low against Elmore Smith. Stick gets a pump fake around Smith, gets up into the air. Shot no good. Don Chaney takes the rebound for Boston inside. He tries to put it back, and he's fouled by Kaufman.
First personal, 13 foul.
Actually, they're going to call that one on the floor and give the side out to Boston on the foul on Bob Kaufman. And it is now Boston basketball on the side out. Chaney to inbound. He's going to look inside to Cowens. Cowens goes to his left hand, takes it off the glass, no good, and he is fouled by Elmore Smith.
Foul is on Smith. His first
and it will be 2 shots for Dave Cowens. First shot by Cowens is around and out. An unusual miss for Cowens, a 78% free throw shooter. And Cowens misses them both. How about that? Paul Silas comes in and takes the rebound. Silas beats the box out, but his attempt at a putback is swatted away by Elmore Smith. Cowens picks up the loose ball. Cowens tries to put it up. He's got it knocked away by Randy Smith. He picks it up, tries to find Havlicek on the baseline. Cowens threw it away. Yet another turnover on Boston. Crazy sequence of events that time as Cowens missed both the free throws. The Celtics got the rebound, still couldn't score before Cowens turned it over, and Buffalo maintains a 3-point lead with now 3:16 to go in the first period. Because Epic Dave said so. Randy Smith with the ball now guarded by White. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Smith can't find any help. He's going to have to pull the trigger free throw line extended, and his jump shot is off target. Smith gets his own rebound. And Smith is going to send it to Elmore Smith down low. Elmore Smith in the lane working on Cowens. The short jump shot is off target. Cowens got a piece of it. And Bob Kaufman grabs it for Buffalo. But we've got a whistle and a foul. That is going to go against Elmore Smith on the loose ball on the rebound. And that is the second foul on Elmore Smith. So we've got two of the Braves starters on the bench with foul trouble here with 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. As we say hello to Frank Wainscott. Welcome to the channel. My wrestling pal Frank will have an update at the end of the first quarter on what is happening on the channel here in the days and weeks to come. Boston with the basketball. They get it inside to Don Nelson just into the ball game. Nelson in the land of the Giants puts up the little teardrop and gets it to roll. And Boston now is within one, 17-16. Buffalo basketball. Into the game at the center position for Buffalo is John Hummer. Third-year man out of Princeton. They get the ball inside to Hummer. Hummer shoots over Cowens, no good. And Don Nelson with the rebound for Boston. Nelson comes right into the game and makes his presence known. Boston looking to take the lead for the first time in a while. They've got an open look for Cowens on the baseline. But Cowens cannot hit the baseline jump shot. Cowens follows his shot, gets his own rebound. Cowens on the putback attempt. Cannot get that one to fall. Off the backboard, no good. Rebound for Garrett for the Braves. Boston had two opportunities to take the lead on that possession and were unable to do so. We're at the 2-minute mark to play in the first quarter. Howie Comives now in the game for Buffalo running the point. Gets it into Kaufman in the paint. Kaufman shoots and scores. 19-16 now, Buffalo with the lead. Under 2 to play in the first quarter. Steve Kaburski in the game now at the power forward. He wants it on the low block. He shoots over Hewitt and scores. Kaburski immediately comes in and gets it done on the offensive end. It's 19-18. Buffalo clinging to a 1-point lead as the first quarter comes to a close. They get it to Garrett on the outside. Garrett is picked up out there by Cowens. And Cowens forced Garrett into traffic, and Havlicek picked his pocket. Good team defense by the Celtics. Boston again looking for a chance to take the lead. They go inside to Kaburski. He kicks it out to Cowens. Cowens from the baseline. Shoots from the baseline. It's off target. Left it short, around the cylinder and out. The rebound is knocked around and goes out of bounds. Last touched by the Celtics. Once again, Boston unable to get over the hump and get the lead. Buffalo still leading 19-18. Now a minute and a half to play in the first period. What has been a sloppy first period. Both teams not shooting the ball well. Lots of turnovers on both ends of the floor. And just not an inspired effort by either team. Buffalo has the basketball. They get it to Fred Hilton now in the game. Second-year man out of Grambling State. Hilton is faced up out there by Don Nelson. Hilton is going to try to get to the baseline. Gets around his defender. The shot is up, no good. There's a collision. Bodies falling all over the place, but no whistle. And Paul Silas takes the rebound for Boston. Hilton wanted the foul, didn't get the foul. Boston now has possession. They go inside to Silas. Silas with a strong move to the basket, off the glass, and good. And with 56 seconds to go in the first period, Boston now takes a 20-19 lead. Still a lot of basketball to be played here in Buffalo. Inside they look to Bill Hewitt. Bill Hewitt with the ball inside. Kicks it back out to Comives. Comives with a shot from the top of the key, and he drills it. Howie Comives with the basket. Eighth-year man out of Bowling Green, Ohio, and he was an Ohio high school basketball legend and a member of the Ohio High School Sports Hall of Fame, as he gives Buffalo a 21-20 lead with 30 seconds left to play, 15 on the shot clock. They get it inside to Nelson. Nelson working down low. His short jump shot from the paint is good, and that puts Boston back out on top. 22-21. As there are 21 seconds to play, 17 on the shot clock. Hilton from the outside is picked up by Nelson. Hilton is once again going to try and put it on the floor and get around Nelson into the lane. He stops. His short jump shot is off the rim, no good. And Paul Silas grabs another rebound for Boston. Silas with a quick outlet pass. Here's Paul Westphal leading the break the other way. Westphal sends it to Kaburski on the wing. Kaburski comes down the baseline, cross-courts it to Nelson, and Nelson puts it home. Nelson with the basket, and he is fouled on the play by Garrett. And that will send Don Nelson to the free throw line for one and possibly a bonus. Boston now has gone up by 3. There are just 11 seconds to play as Nelson steps to the free throw line and connects on the free throw. That gives Boston their biggest lead of the night, 25-21. As Buffalo has but 11 seconds to work with, they'll play for the final shot of the period. They get it to McAdoo on the outside. McAdoo drives. There's a collision with Nelson. His shot is off target, blocked by Silas. Nelson got a lot of body on McAdoo. McAdoo wants the foul, does not get the foul. And he is not very happy as he goes to the bench as the first quarter comes to a close. We'll take a look at the first quarter box score. On the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. Not a terribly well played first quarter. Both teams, Boston actually managed to get to 50% from the field with that little run at the end of the period. And Buffalo shooting only 38% on 9 of 24 shooting from the field. Your leading scorer of the game is McAdoo with 8. Nelson off the bench with 7 for Boston, as it was Nelson who led that little fourth quarter, that little spurt at the end of the first quarter that put Boston back out on top. So yeah, it's been a couple of weeks since we have had the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network with any basketball. A couple of things have been happening here in the Dave Cave, mainly the Midwest Basketball League free agency and draft. I am the commissioner of a Stratomatic Basketball League, 18 teams, and that requires a lot of work for me in the month of November to run a free agency period and a draft. And of course, Kevin Durant was the big signing in the draft in the free agent period, as he re-signed with his current team, the Virginia Squires, at the tune of $17 million per year in fake money. If I had that kind of real money, I'd be retired on a beach somewhere. So that has been the main reason why I've been offline for the past few weeks in terms of the channel. The question arose about wrestling. And there will not be wrestling on the channel this weekend as my wife is off work and we're preparing to host a Christmas party early next week. But there will be some action on the wrestling front if you go to the Filsinger Games website, linked from my most recent wrestling broadcast. And on the message board over there, you will see what happens tomorrow when the Patriots Championship Wrestling takes hold. And we'll give you a full recap of everything that has been happening in Heartland Championship Wrestling over at the end of the third period. So at the end of the third period, we'll give you a full report on all the things that are happening in Heartland Championship Wrestling. But now we are going to get back to action here at Buffalo Memorial Auditorium to start off the second period. Second period action will begin momentarily. As I am right with you there, Highlight Heyday, $17 million would be nice. All right, we are back and ready for second quarter action here from Buffalo. As hopefully the Celtics and Braves can kind of clean things up here and play some better basketball in period number 2. The jump ball is in the air and it is controlled by Buffalo. Randy Smith back out on the floor to run the point. All the starters are back in the game for Buffalo. But Dave Wohl and Elmore Smith are both carrying 2 fouls. It is the starting lineup back on the court for Boston as well. As Buffalo sets up the offense, they get the ball into the hands of Smith outside. He's picked up on the switch by Silas. 11 on the shot clock. Smith looks to distribute. Finds Kaufman on the baseline. Kaufman with the baseline jump shot is short. Won't go down. The rebound goes to Cowens. And Cowens on the rebound is fouled by MCADOO. And that is the first on MCADOO and the first foul of the quarter on Buffalo. Ball in play for Boston as it goes to Chaney on the inside. Chaney working down low against Kaufman. Not a good look for Chaney down there. He sends it back to Havlicek over to White. The jump shot by White is no good. The offensive board is taken by Havlicek, and he passes it back out on top to reset the shot clock. Here's an open look for White from 18 feet out. That jumper spins out, and MCADOO takes the rebound for Buffalo. MCADOO with a quick outlet to Randy Smith as the Braves try to make something happen in transition. Smith dumps it off to Wohl. Nice little bounce pass by Smith. Wohl gets the pass, lays it up, and good. Buffalo back to within 2. Boston with the lead looks inside to Cowens. Cowens gets one up over Smith quickly and gets that one to go. 4 points now for Cowens. It's 27-23. Ball back in the hands of Buffalo. Elmore Smith has it way far away from the basket. He cross-courts it to Kaufman. Kaufman tries to get it over to Smith, and Chaney steps into the passing lane and picks it off. 3-on-3 the other way for Boston as it gets out to Chaney down the left-hand side. Cheney cross-courts it to Havlicek. Havlicek inside. Steps around McAdoo. Lays it up off the rim. No good. And the rebound is taken down by Dave Wohl for Buffalo. Missed opportunity there for the Celtics in transition. Buffalo back in action with Wohl. Guarded by Havlicek. Is going to look inside to McAdoo. McAdoo down low, being guarded by Silas. Silas tips it away, and it's picked up by Jojo White for another turnover. Havlicek and White want to run the floor. Havlicek streaking down the right-hand side of the court. Dribbles down to the baseline. Sends it back to White in the lane. White goes to the left hand, lays it up, and around the rim, no good. And it is Smith with the rebound for Buffalo. Randy Smith with his fifth rebound on the night. Buffalo still trailing by 4, 27-23. 2 minutes gone by here in the second period. Dave Wohl has it on the outside now. Guarded closely by Havlicek, a fine defender. Wohl shoots the fadeaway, and he left it short. Rebound taken by Havlicek for Boston. Boston with another fast break opportunity. This time it's 3-on-1 with Havlicek in the lead. He drops it off to Cheney on the wing. Cheney steps into the lane, and it is stolen away by Smith. Cheney telegraphed that one, and Smith stole it for the Braves. I have no idea which Smith that was. I assume it was Randy. As Buffalo comes back the other way, they set it up with Smith. They go to the 1-4, and they dump it inside to Elmore Smith. Isolation for Smith in the lane against Cowens. He gets it down on the block. Oh, finds McAdoo inside. McAdoo fakes. He shoots. He scores. And he is fouled by Cowens.
Bob McCADOO scores.
I thought Elmore Smith had an open look there, but he found McAdoo inside for the hoop and the harm. And McAdoo goes to the free throw line for one shot to complete the three-point play, and he hits it. McAdoo with 11 points, by far leading all scorers in this game, as the Braves pull back to within 1, 27-26. As Boston comes back to the offense. They get it to Havlicek on the outside. He's double-teamed. His 15-footer is around the rim and out. And Randy Smith takes another rebound for Buffalo. Buffalo now with a chance to go back out on top. 9.5 minutes to play in the second. The open man for Buffalo is Kaufman on the outside. Kaufman steps to his right, pulls the trigger. It's no good. Off target there, and the rebound is taken by Dave Cowens for the Celtics. Buffalo still struggling, only 38% from the field. Boston back on offense. They've got it to Cheney on the baseline. Cheney being worked out there by Kaufman. Cheney with the baseline jump shot. That falls short. And another rebound for Randy Smith for the Braves. Randy Smith is dominating the rebounding from the small forward, from the point guard position. Buffalo coming back, still looking to regain the lead as they get the ball to Kaufman on the outside. Kaufman guarded closely. He's got Don Cheney all over him out there. Kaufman dumps it into McAdoo. That pass is too low. McAdoo picks it up anyways. Fakes left, turns right, shoots and scores, and he's fouled by Silas. McAdoo with another three-point play opportunity here as he has come in and put Buffalo back on top. And he missed that free throw, but that is 5 consecutive points for McAdoo. And Buffalo has taken a 1-point lead. Havlicek rebounds the free throw miss, and Boston comes back the other way. Jojo White has it, working on Randy Smith. Randy Smith trying to control White out there, and Randy Smith picked his pocket and stole it. Nicely done by Randy Smith. And this time Buffalo is going to bring it back up slowly as the Celtics get back on defense. Buffalo sets up the offense. They look inside to Kaufman. Kaufman in the paint, has it tipped away by Chaney. Kaufman picks it up, gets it off the backboard, off the rim, no good. And Don Nelson back into the game, grabs the rebound for Boston. Nelson gave the Celtics a spark in the first quarter, picking up 7 points to lead the Celtics. And now he comes in and grabs his second rebound of the night. Here's Jojo White with it on the outside, picked up out there by Randy Smith. Dribbles to his left, finds Cowens on the baseline. Cowens covered out there by Elmore Smith, and Cowens is forced to call timeout. So Boston will reset things. Tom Heinsohn giving some helpful guidance from the sideline. As Boston, with 15 seconds on their shot clock, will regroup their offense. Chaney to inbound. Once again, they look inside to Nelson. And Nelson is fouled by MCADOO.
Personal, second team.
That's on the floor, but that is 2 on MCADOO. So the Braves will need to protect him and keep him from getting in foul trouble, because he has been the one and only bright spot on the floor for his team in this game so far. 8.5 to play. Chaney to inbound for Boston. Once again, they look inside to Nelson. Nelson tries to get it back to Chaney. That's a bad pass, and that's another turnover. 10 turnovers already for Boston, and we were just getting started in period number 2. And Boston coach Tom Heinsohn is not a little bit happy about that. Buffalo back on offense with a 1-point lead here, 8:24 to play in the second period. The pass goes inside to Elmore Smith. He's got a mismatch against Nelson down low.
Elmore Smith.
And Elmore Smith takes advantage and puts it home. Nelson was a wide body and a good defender in his day, but he was giving up over 6 inches to Elmore Smith on that possession, and there was nothing he could do. Boston now trailing by 3, 30-27. As the Celtics look inside to Nelson in the low block. He loves to operate down there. Nelson. And this time he gets it up over Kaufman and scores again, ending a 3-minute drought for the Celtics. Give the assist to Havlicek on that one. It's now 30-29. Buffalo with the lead and the basketball. Tight perimeter defense there by White and Nelson, as they've got Randy Smith double teamed, and Smith is forced to call a timeout. Buffalo still leads by 1. With Kaufman to inbound now, 12 on the shot clock. The pass goes into Kaufman. Kaufman in the low post has to get it off. Cannot get it off as the shot clock expires. Good team defense by Boston for the full 24 seconds of that possession. And the Celtics now with another chance to regain the lead. Inside they look to Cowens. Working on Elmore Smith out there. Tries to kick it back out to the perimeter, and it's stolen by Wohl. Wohl with another defensive act of wizardry. Gets it out to Randy Smith. Smith running the floor. Cross courts it to Wohl on the baseline. Wohl drives it into the lane. His layup is no good, but he is fouled by Havlicek. And that will send Dave Wohl to the line to shoot 2.
Personal, third team foul.
First foul on Havlicek. Third team foul of the period for Boston. As Wohl hits the first free throw.
Wohl made the free throw.
Paul Silas back into the game for the Celtics. Wohl hits both free throws, and that puts Buffalo back on top by 3. 32-29. 7.5 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. Jojo White with it out on top, picked up by Randy Smith. White on the perimeter, fakes left, drives to his right, gets around Smith, puts the shot up, no good. Cowens takes the offensive rebound. Cowens on the putback attempt, scores it. And he is fouled on the play by Smith, and that is his third.
Foul is on Smith, his third.
Give the foul to Elmore Smith, and he is going to have to go back to the bench. And he will be replaced by John Hummer. And that is a significant loss for Buffalo, as Elmore Smith will probably sit the rest of the half. Cowens steps to the free throw line. Again, he's off target. And again, the Celtics sneak in for the offensive rebound off the missed free throw. This time it is Havlicek who gets the board. And Havlicek sends it back out on top. Havlicek to White. White back to Havlicek at the free throw line. Havlicek shoots and scores. So a 4-point play for Boston, and the Celtics are back out on top 33-32. Dave Wohl with it now on the perimeter. Guarded closely by Havlicek. Wohl gets it to Kaufman on the baseline. Kaufman from 14 feet out. The jump shot is way off target and out of play to Boston. Wohl and Cowens exchanging some words as Wohl was setting the screen, and Cowens aggressively fought through that, forcing Kaufman to alter his shot and turn the ball over back to the Celtics. Celtics now look to expand the lead. Here's a jump shot from White quickly on the reset. That's no good, and MCADOO takes the rebound for Buffalo. Back and forth we go now as we hit 6.5 minutes to go before halftime. Kaufman from the outside guarded by Chaney. His shot is no good. MCADOO takes the rebound. MCADOO on the putback attempt. Goes off glass, off rim, no good. It's batted around, and finally Chaney comes out of there with it for Boston. Boston will take it back the other way slowly as we have reached the midway point of quarter number 2. Inside they look to Chaney. Chaney working on Kaufman down low. Tries to kick it back out to the perimeter. That's never a good idea as Randy Smith steps in the passing lane and steals that one. And now we've got Buffalo 4-on-1 the other way. Chaney all by himself against 4 rampaging Braves. They go to Kaufman on the right. Kaufman to Wohl in the lane. Wohl takes it up, and he is fouled by Chaney on the floor. Smart foul by Chaney as he prevented Buffalo from an easy basket there in that transition. And it'll be a side out for Buffalo. First foul on Chaney on the evening. Buffalo to inbound. It's in the hands of Kaufman. Kaufman sends it to Smith at the top of the circle. His jump shot is no good. And Cowens with another rebound for Boston. 7 rebounds now for Cowens, the league MVP. The ball's in the hands of White as Boston sets up the offense. He steps to his right, puts up the shot. That's no good. Another offensive board for Havlicek. He tosses it back out to the top of the key, and the Celtics will reset. Boy, both teams continue to struggle from the field. It's just 33-32, and we are past the halfway point in the second period. Boston now gets it inside to Chaney. Chaney from the paint goes to the left hand. The jump hook is off the rim, no good. Havlicek with another offensive board. And Havlicek back out to White for another offensive possession. 2 very alert plays by John Havlicek give Boston yet another chance at a score here. It goes out to White at the top of the key. White steps into the lane. Kaufman's over there to cut him off. The shot by White falls short. And the rebound is taken by Hummer. 9 straight misses for Jojo White. He's only got 2 points on the night. Buffalo now with the basketball, trailing by 1 with 5.5 to play in the second period. They look inside to John Hummer. Hummer with a good look inside against Chaney is able to knock that one home. First basket of the night for Hummer puts Buffalo back on top, 34-33. Celtics on offense with White. He continues to struggle from the field, but finally gets one to go with the jumper. He forced that one up, but got it to drop, putting Boston back on top. And if they can get Jojo White going, that will only help them the rest of the way. Here's Kaufman on the outside for Buffalo. Confronted in there by Chaney. Drops it down inside to Hummer. Hummer bounces it to MCADOO in the paint, defended by Nelson. MCADOO lays it up off the glass, around the rim and out. I thought that one was going to drop, but it fell off the rim and Nelson snatched the rebound for Boston. Boston walks it back the other way, leading by 1 with now about 4.5 to play before halftime. Ball goes over to Havlicek. Havlicek's had a relatively quiet night. He swings it over to Nelson on the baseline. Nelson bobbled it, got it back. His jump shot is way off target, out of bounds to Buffalo. That brings Paul Silas back into the game for the Celtics. Another good defender on the interior for Boston. Buffalo with the basketball, trailing by 1. As the Braves set up the offense, Smith to Wohl on the perimeter. Squaring up out there against a very solid defender in Havlicek. Wohl drops it into Hummer inside, and Hummer has it swatted away by Cowens. Cowens on the block, Chaney with the rebound for Boston. The Celtics have 3-on-3 going the other way, and once again they'll slow things down. The fast break has not been productive for Boston here tonight, and Havlicek wisely pulls up and hands it back over to Jojo White, the very capable point guard. White back to Havlicek. Havlicek slides into the lane, kicks it back out to White. White with a perimeter jump shot, no good. And the rebound is taken by Randy Smith. That is 8 rebounds on the night for Randy Smith for Buffalo. Buffalo with the basketball. They've got McAdoo with it now on the baseline. McAdoo jab steps, gets Silas to back off. The jump shot is no good off the back of the rim, and Cowens takes another rebound for Boston. Havlicek and White this time want to run. They're pushing the tempo. White with it, dribbling to his right. Drops it off to Havlicek. Havlicek steps into the lane, lays it up, and misses again. Cannot get that one to fall. And another rebound on the recovery for Randy Smith. Now we've got some ragtag going on as Buffalo is going to run it back the other way. Smith drives it right down the center of the floor. Dumps it to Wohl on his left. Wohl lays it up and good. Finally, a fast break succeeds, and it is Buffalo back on top by 1. Both teams under 40% from the field now in a very sloppy ball game. Boston has the basketball, trailing by 1, now 3.5 to play. White's got it on the outside. He's picked up by Randy Smith. He looks to Havlicek on his left. Over to Chaney on the left. Back across court to Havlicek. Havlicek pulls the trigger, left it short. But he is fouled on the play by Dave Wohl. And that is 3 on Wohl. So Wohl is going to go to the bench, and Havlicek is going to go to the free throw line. Havlicek misses, and that's the end of his long streak of successful free throws. I believe he was up to 28 in a row before that miss. As Havlicek steps to the line for his second attempt, and he missed them both. The rebound is kicked around, and finally this time Buffalo comes up with it. Hummer brings it out of the pack and takes it the other way for Buffalo. As we say good evening to Al, Red Sox fan in the chat. Good to see you, my friend. Back on the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network with Epic Basketball League action. It has been a closely played ball game. Neither team is led by more than 6. Both teams struggling to shoot. And Buffalo has the basketball, leading by 1 with 3:20 to play in the second period. Howie Komives, the Ohio high school legend, is back on the point for Buffalo. He's squaring up against Jojo White. Komives wants to pull the trigger, and White picked his pocket. Nice play by Jojo White, the fourth-year man out of Kansas and a stellar point guard in Celtics history. Boston now with the basketball, 3 minutes to play as they look to regain the lead. Cowens wants it down low. He's got it against Hewitt. Cannot get the left-hand shot to go, and Hewitt clears the glass for Buffalo as the shooting struggles continue for both teams. Buffalo sets up the offense, now under 3 to play before halftime. The open man inside is Hummer. Hummer working on Cowens. Cowens won't let him get the shot off, and is tipped away and stolen again by White. Both teams already in double-digit turnovers on the night. White wants to run the floor. Cowens is trailing, and White can't get the number, so he pulls it back out. And now he's going to dump it to Cowens on the low block. Cowens off the glass, and no good. Cowens missed again, and the rebound is taken again by Hummer. Cowens with an open look there, couldn't get it to fall. And the Celtics quickly get back to defend the transition hoop, and Buffalo is forced to set things up. Inside they looked at Kaufman. And now we have got a whistle and an injury on the play. John Hummer looked like he rolled an ankle in that last scrum, and he is hopping off the floor on 1 foot to be checked out by the trainers. And that's going to bring Bob McAdoo back into the game for Buffalo. McAdoo, the leading scorer in the game with 13 points. As Buffalo sets up the offense with Hewitt on the ball to inbound. The pass comes into McAdoo down low. Battling with Cowens down there. That's a tough position for McAdoo to be in. He puts up the short jump shot. Cowens may have got a piece of that one. It's no good, and Nelson pulls it down for Boston. 2:25 to play. Still a 1-point game in favor of Buffalo. Boston has it in the hands of Nelson. Nelson works his way inside into the paint. His short jump shot is good. And Nelson is the first Celtic in double figures. He's gotten 11 points off the bench. And Boston back out on top by 1. 37-36. Here's Comives with it out on top. He's got his pocket picked by Art Williams for Boston. Williams with the steal. 4-on-3 going the other way. Williams leading the charge. Wants to go coast to coast. Gets it into the free throw line. He's cut off by Garrett. He drops it to Nelson on the wing, and Nelson lays it home.
Nelson.
13 now for Nelson. Boston goes up by 3. 2 minutes to play before halftime. It is Comives on the outside. He wants the jump shot, and he's tipped away and blocked by Silas. Hewitt takes the rebound for Buffalo as the inside is open. Hewitt with the putback attempt. He takes a tumble on the hardwood. We've got a whistle, and Hewitt was fouled on the play by Williams.
Foul is on Williams.
That is the 5th team foul on Boston. That will put Buffalo in the bonus for the last minute and 48 and send Hewitt to the free throw line. This will be an adventure. Hewitt only a 55% free throw shooter, and that first shot wasn't even close. Hewitt hits the second, and that makes it a 2-point game. As into the game for Boston comes everybody's favorite bench warmer, Hank Finkel, the big 7-footer out of the University of Dayton. As Finkel comes into the game, giving Dave Cowens a rest. Cowens worked hard this first half. Finkel inside, doing battle with McAdoo down there. The pass is to Williams on the baseline. Williams picked up out there by Garrett. 16 on the shot clock. Williams looking for help. Can't find anybody. Is forced to take the jump shot, and he connects. Good ball fake by Art Williams. Created space for the shot. And Williams drops it in for his first basket of the night. Boston back on top by 4. A minute and a half to play before halftime. Inside they go to Hewitt. Hewitt shoots from in close and scores around Silas. 41-39. Coming back the other way, they look inside to Finkel. Finkel has it. He's forced back out to the baseline by McAdoo. Finkel tries to send it over to Nelson. Nelson gets it on the outside. His jump shot from the wing is good, and Nelson cannot miss. Nelson's got 15 points. He now leads all scorers, and Boston is once again back out on top by 4. Final minute of play here in the first half. Howie Comives with it for Buffalo. He's having a tough time of it against Jojo White. Comives to Kaufman trying to post up. Kaufman's short jump shot is good. Boy, they need more from Kaufman. He's their all-star. He's only got 6 points here in the first half. We're in the final minute of play. Boston with the basketball in a 2-point lead. Inside they go to Silas on the mismatch. Silas got loose in there, coming off an inside screen. Silas sends it over to Finkel, and Finkel lays it up and good. Even the fans here in Buffalo appreciate the hard work of Hank Finkel in the paint as Finkel gets his first basket of the night. 32 seconds to play now. 10 on the shot clock as the ball's in the hands of Komivs once again. Komivs drives. The play is whistled dead, and that is an offensive foul on Howie Komivs. Boy, Jojo White just continues to dominate that matchup, and Komivs is going to head back to the bench to be replaced by Randy Smith. And now Elmore Smith is back in the game with those 3 fouls as McAdoo is too tired to continue, and Hummer is on the bench with that injured ankle. So that forces Elmore Smith back into the game despite the foul trouble. Hopefully he'll be okay for the next 28 seconds, as it looks like Buffalo is going to try and help out with the double team on Cowens in the low post. Cowens can't get free, but they've got Nelson available inside. Nelson with the short jump shot, that is good.
Nelson.
What a first half for Don Nelson. He has got 17 points, and with 19 seconds to play, the Celtics have their biggest lead of the half, 47-41. As it looks like Buffalo is going to play for the final shot of the period. They get it in the hands of Hilton. His jump shot is around the rim and out. Cowens takes the rebound. We've only got 2 seconds to go. Here's White trying to get one off, and it's tipped away by Garrett, and that will be the end of the first half.
Buffalo 41.
All right. Let's go to the first half box score. Brought to you by Diet A&W Zero Sugar Cream Soda. This stuff is good for broadcasting. As we look at what was really a very sluggish first half, with the exception of the stellar play of Don Nelson off the bench, only played 9 minutes, scored 17 points on 8 of 9 from the field. The rest of the team pretty much stunk up the joint for Boston, as the Celtics managed only 45% from the field. And if you take Nelson out of the equation, they were only 14 for 40, which is barely above 35%. Buffalo did no better, shooting only 37% from the field. McAdoo 5 of 13, Kaufman 3 of 9, as their 2 big scorers struggled to be productive in that half. McAdoo managing 13 points, but hardly enough, as the Celtics have taken a 6-0 lead, or a 6-point lead into halftime. Nelson with the big second quarter, 10 points to stretch the lead for Boston. Dave Wohl with 6 points and some fine defensive play to lead Buffalo in the second. All right, question in the chat about ABA. I don't own any ABA seasons, and I'm not particularly a fan of the ABA. But if you follow the channel and you look back over the Epic Basketball League action in the previous months and years, the Epic Basketball League is a recurring league. We started with the 70-71 season, and this is set up in a relegation format. Let me see if I can get this up on the screen. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the actual league set up on the screen. But if I click there, move that. I cannot get the division set up on the screen. But the way this works is that the league is organized into 3 divisions: gold, silver, and bronze. And it is a promotion/relegation league. And at the end of each season, the top 2 teams in the bronze division move up to silver, and the top 2 teams in the silver move up to gold. And likewise, the bottom 2 teams from the gold drop down, and the bottom 2 teams from the silver drop down. So this is the 3rd season of Epic Basketball League action. All teams make the playoffs, but the playoffs begin in the bronze division, then move up to silver, then move up to gold. And if you're in the bronze division like Boston, you've got to go through 3 tiers of playoffs to make it into championship contention, just to even get into the final 8. So there is every reason in the world to want to get into the gold division, because that takes you out of 2 full tiers of playoffs and immediately puts you into the Elite Eight at the end of the season. So yeah, we will. We're about at the midway point of the season here in season 3 of the Epic Basketball League, and at the end of the game, we'll take a look at the standings and the division setup and talk about what lies ahead for Epic Basketball League competition. Also on the network this weekend, we will have My Journey with Jesus on Sunday morning, as we do the first of a 2-week discussion on Christmas. It's the Christmas season, so we'll take a break from our journeys through the book of Luke from start to finish, and talk about the birth of Christ this weekend and next. The wife does work next weekend, so I may get on the channel with some wrestling action at some point next weekend. I have the day off on Friday. Maybe I'll do it early Friday afternoon before all the Christmas Eve festivities set in. Haven't really decided yet. Maybe I'll even get on the channel Sunday, the day after Christmas, with some wrestling action. That may be the best idea. Let's plan on that, because it's awkward to broadcast on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, but on the day after Christmas, Sunday, December the 26th, we will come back on the channel with some Heartland wrestling action. We'll plan to do it that way, and we'll give you a full report on everything happening in the wacky world of Heartland Championship Wrestling at the end of period number 3. But let's head back to basketball. Our Red Sox fan says wrestling nice, and I know what you mean by that, but there is no nice wrestling in Heartland Championship Wrestling. It is all tooth and nails, ugly, mean, and nasty. But thank you for tuning in, Al, and thank you for the comments as we head back to the second half of action with the visiting Boston Celtics holding a 6-point lead over the Buffalo Braves. As we tip things off here to begin quarter number 3, it will be the starters for Buffalo coming back into action, as well as the starters for Boston. We've got a couple of Braves in foul trouble. Wohl has 3, Smith has 3, and it looks like John Hummer is eligible to come back into the game. He's got his ankle taped up and should be good to go if he is needed, should Elmore Smith get back into foul trouble. Buffalo wins the tap. They've won 3 in a row. Elmore Smith, obviously the big man at the jump ball circle, and the ball is in the hands of Randy Smith. Yeah, Smith tries to make something happen. He struggled in that first half. Only 1 point for Randy Smith, although he did manage 9 rebounds. Here's Smith putting up a jump shot. That's no good. Smith gets his own rebound, but we have got a loose ball foul on the play, and that will be charged against Randy Smith, aggressively pursuing that basketball and picking up his second foul. So it's been an adventure for Randy Smith out there tonight, as Boston takes possession, leading by 6. Havlicek's got it on the outside. Free throw line extended. He's double teamed. Tries to take the shot. That's off target. And the rebound is taken for Buffalo by Bob Kaufman. 3-on-3 going the other way. Randy Smith pressing the tempo. Smith dribbles down the center of the floor. Sends it to Kaufman on the wing. Kaufman steps around Chaney, gets into the lane, lays it up, and good. They need more of that from Bob Kaufman. He's got 8 points on the night now, and Buffalo cuts the lead to 4. Here's an inside look for Silas, working down low on McAdoo. Silas gets into the paint. McAdoo denies him. He tries to kick it back out to White, and the pass is stolen by Dave Wohl. 4 steals on the night by Dave Wohl, as he has played some stellar perimeter defense. Buffalo now with the basketball. They go inside to McAdoo. McAdoo working down low on Silas. Steps to his left, lays it up with the left hand off the glass, no good, and it is Jojo White who picks up the rebound for Boston. Here come the Celtics. White is the open man. He comes off a screen, steps to his left, pulls the trigger from the free throw line. Shot is no good. White gets his own rebound and passes it back out to Havlicek. Boston resets. Around the perimeter it goes. It winds up in the hands of Havlicek on the wing. Havlicek with another open look from the wing. Cannot get the shot off. Poked away by Wohl, picked up by Kaufman for Buffalo. The Braves again want to run. Smith flying down the center of the court. He's got Wohl on the wing. He's got McAdoo the trailer. Touch pass to McAdoo. McAdoo to Wohl on the baseline. The layup is no good. And the rebound is taken by Havlicek for Boston. Boston wants to run it back. Jojo White will not be denied. He dribbles full speed down to his right. Dumps it to Havlicek. Havlicek to Cheney, the trailer. Back to White on the inside. And White is fouled by Randy Smith, and that is 3 on Randy Smith.
His third personal, second team foul.
Smith tried to step into the passing lane, but collided with White, whistle and a foul, and Boston will have the basketball on the sideline with Cheney to inbound. Boston still leads by 4, 47-43. As the inbound pass goes to Silas on the baseline. Silas kicks it over to Cheney on the wing. Cheney steps around Kaufman. Layup is no good. Rebound taken by McAdoo for Buffalo. Once again, the shooting performance is sluggish here, opening up half number 2. We're a minute and a half into the third period, and only one basket has been scored. They get it inside again to McAdoo. McAdoo working on Silas, good defender. This time McAdoo goes to the right hand and slams it home. Fake left, turn right, drop step, slam dunk. Very nicely done by McAdoo. It's now a 2-point game. 47-45, Boston with the lead and the basketball. White's got it out on top. Looks down low to Silas. Silas in the paint, lays it up and good.
Silas.
He got McAdoo on his hip. McAdoo in foul trouble, didn't want to play too aggressively in that situation, and Silas got around him for the easy hoop. Boston back out on top by 4. As Smelly Wrestling Geek comes into the chat room. I've been enjoying the Draft Day Sports NBA game. I saw some emails flying around about that, and I may have to check that out as we welcome into the chat room the man who stole my nickname. All right, Buffalo trailing by 4 with the basketball. It's in the hands of Wohl on the outside. Guarded closely by Havlicek. His jump shot around Havlicek is no good, and it is Havlicek headed back into the lane to take the rebound. Boston with another possession trying to regain that, or trying to extend that lead. Inside they go once again to Silas. This time Elmore Smith picks him up on the switch. Silas lays it up over Smith and gets it to go.
Silas.
Smith with 3 fouls. Again, didn't want to be too aggressive. And again, Silas was able to take advantage. We've now got Paul Silas in double digits with 10 points. And Boston back out on top by 6, 51-45. Here's McAdoo from the outside. He's got it on the baseline. Silas follows him out there. The double team comes over with a trap, and McAdoo has to call the timeout. 12 on the shot clock. As Kaufman will inbound for Buffalo. Buffalo coached by Jack Ramsey. They struggled in 72-73 in Ramsey's first season as coach. Ramsey would go on to have a very successful career, both with the Braves and later with the Portland Trail Blazers. But in 72-73, Ramsey and his Braves could only manage 21 wins and did not make the playoffs. Here's Buffalo back on offense. Wohl has it on the outside. Wohl steps into the lane. Havlicek lands on his wallet.
Foul is on Silas.
Play goes on, and Wohl now is fouled by Silas, and that is 3 on Silas as SGJ Jamie comes into the chat room. I updated my APC basketball for the first time in years. Next thing to do is play it. Yes, indeed, Jamie. Jump in and and get some games played. It doesn't matter if you like Action PC, if you like Stratomatic, if you like Draft A Sports, whatever your game of choice is, have fun with it. All right, Buffalo still trails by 6. They've got the ball on a side out after the foul was called inside on Silas. Kaufman to inbound. Out to Smith on top. Smith back to Kaufman on the wing. The leaner by Kaufman is short. And Havlicek grabs another rebound for Boston. That is 10 rebounds for John Havlicek. And Havlicek is smartly going to walk it back the other way, as he had lumbering big men in front of him and playmakers behind him. And instead they'll set it up with White at the point. White calls a play. Sends it to Chaney on the wing. Chaney dumps it inside to Silas, and Silas is fouled by MCADOO. That is 3 on MCADOO. Foul trouble starting to pile up here for the Braves, as they have got 4 of their starters with 3 fouls apiece here early in quarter number 3. So the wheels are fixing to fall off for Buffalo if they start losing guys to foul trouble. And the Celtics are a smart team, and they want to take advantage. Here's a pass on the outside to Havlicek, down to Silas on the block. Silas kicks it back out to Havlicek. Havlicek pulls the trigger from 17 feet out, and he buries it. Quiet night scoring for Havlicek, but he's got 8 points now to go with 10 rebounds and 4 assists, as Boston has extended to an 8-point lead, their biggest of the night. 8:38 to play in the third period. As again they go to Kaufman on the inside, and Kaufman shoots and scores. He's got double digits now for Buffalo. And the lead is 6. 53-47. Havlicek and White playing a 2-man game out on top. Havlicek is cut off by Smith, and he is double dribbled. Smith got the best of Jojo White on that possession, as White has been dominating it on the other end. There should be a National Sports Simulations Day, says Highlight Heyday, and I couldn't agree with you more, but yeah, that is definitely every day in the Dave Cave. Buffalo with the basketball now, trailing by 6, just as they were at the half. 8:23 to play now in the third period, as Buffalo sets up the offense. They get it inside to Smith. Smith working on Cowens down low. His jump shot falls short, and Paul Silas takes the rebound for Boston. Boston with the quick outlet to Jojo White. The Celtics have 3-on-1 going the other way. White drops it to Havlicek. Havlicek on the right. Back to White on the left. White lays it up and good.
White.
Nice transition basket there for Boston, and they're back on top by 8. 55-47. Buffalo struggling to score. They've got it in the hands of Wohl, guarded closely by Havlicek. 16 on the shot clock. Wohl sends it down to Elmore Smith down low. Smith works his way into the paint. Turnaround jump shot is good.
Elmore Smith.
Elmore Smith now with 6 points, and the lead is back to 6. 55-49. Boston with the basketball. Here's Chaney with an open look from the perimeter. Chaney from the baseline scores that one.
Chaney.
Give the assist to Paul Silas on the inside out. Lead back to 8 for Boston. Buffalo with it again. They go inside to Elmore Smith once again. His one-hander this time is swatted by Cowens. Nicely done. Get that shot out of here. Havlicek takes another rebound for the Celtics. And the Celtics will walk it back the other way, looking to establish a double-digit lead here with 7.5 minutes to play in the third. Havlicek being guarded closely on the outside by Wohl. Havlicek wants to get into the basket, and Wohl slaps it away and steals it. 5 steals on the night for Dave Wohl for Buffalo. He is playing some of his best basketball of the year. He's got 8 points and 5 assists to go with those 5 steals. So Wohl helping Buffalo as they struggle to keep it close. Now here's another look on the outside by Kaufman. He's got Chaney all over him. What's he going to do? He sends it inside to MCADOO. That's a bad pass, and it's stolen away by Havlicek. Turnovers galore on both ends of the floor. Boston leading by 8, brings it back the other way. The ball goes into the hands once again of Havlicek. He's going to once again try and get it into the lane. He gets the pass from Chaney. Steps around Wall, pulls the trigger. It's no good. But we have got a whistle on the play as Wall got him on the arm, and that is number 4. Wall with the foul is going to have to go to the bench, as it will be Chaney stepping to the free throw line. First shot by Chaney is good. And with that, the horn sounds, and Dick Garrett re-enters the game, replacing Wall, as Wall goes to the bench with foul trouble. Chaney tees up another free throw. This one is off target, but Havlicek steps in for another rebound. And Havlicek will send it back out, and Boston will reset. They now lead by 9 with under 7 minutes to play in the third. The ball goes over to White on the wing, and White bowls over Randy Smith, and he is called for the charge. Boston now still with a 9-point lead, as White picks up his second foul on that charge, and Randy Smith sets up the offense for Buffalo. Smith looks to the inside to Kaufman. Kaufman steps around Silas, lays it up, no good. Rebound taken by Cowens. And that is 10 rebounds for Cowens. Boy, Boston dominating the boards. They've got a 38-25 advantage on the glass, including 11 offensive boards. And that has helped Boston to maintain this lead, even though they continue to shoot the ball poorly. Boston now leading by 9. Inside they go to Silas. Silas works in the paint, setting it up down low, has it knocked away and out of bounds. Last touched by Silas, and the ball goes back over to Buffalo. Buffalo sets the offense. They go inside this time to Kaufman. Kaufman working on the low block against the smaller Chaney. Kaufman cannot get the shot to go, but he gets his own rebound. Kaufman on the putback attempt is up and good. Bob Kaufman now with 12 on the night, and the lead is back to 7 as we've reached the midway point of period number 3. Neither team has really taken control of this ball game. They get it inside to Silas. He looks for Havlicek, and again another steal, this one by Randy Smith. That's 5 steals for Randy Smith. Goodness gracious, neither team able to take care of the basketball here this evening in Buffalo. Braves back on the offense as MCADOO has it on the baseline. He's working on Silas out there. This time the outside jump shot from MCADOO deep and off target. It's another rebound for Randy Smith as he got in there and battled with Jojo White to take that rebound. And Smith wants to reset. 10 rebounds on the night for Randy Smith. They're going to look once again for MCADOO if they can find him. MCADOO gets the pass from Garrett, working on Silas down low. Again, he cannot hit, and again it is Havlicek with the rebound for Boston. 2-on-2 the other way. Havlicek and White running the floor. Garrett and Randy Smith back on the defense. It's 2-on-2. White drops it to Havlicek. Havlicek has it knocked away. Out of bounds. Ball goes to Buffalo. Missed opportunity there for the Celtics, and we're under 5.5 to play in the third. Buffalo still trails by 7. They've got the basketball. They dump it inside to Kaufman. He's been their best player here in the third. He steps around Chaney. His layup is off target, but Chaney got him with the body, and that will send Bob Kaufman to the line for 2. Fifth-year man out of Guilford and an all-star for the Braves here in 72-73. 78% free throw shooter. He steps to the line and knocks it home. Kaufman misses the second, and the rebound is taken by Silas. Celtics with the basketball, leading by 6, right where we started the third quarter. The ball goes down low to Silas. Silas on the inside working on MCADOO. Backs in. His shot is around the rim, no good.
Foul is on
But Silas is fouled on the shot by MCADOO, and that is 4 on MCADOO. Foul trouble starting to catch up to Buffalo here late in the third. Silas missed the first free throw. Only a 63% shooter. And it is MCADOO leaving the floor to be replaced by John Hummer. Hummer's got that ankle taped, but he looks like he is good to go, and they're going to need everything they can get out of these bench players. Silas hits the second free throw. Actually, it's around and out, and Cowens tips it in. And that puts Boston back out on top by 8. Buffalo with the basketball. Buffalo has not been able to rebound those missed free throws, as Boston has really taken advantage of that. Here's Smith with it on the outside. Dumps it into Elmore. Smith down low. Elmore working on Cowens, the spin move. The shot is off target, and the rebound taken by Jojo White for Boston. Celtics looking to extend the lead to double digits if they can get it. White's got the ball on the wing. Dribbles to his left. Dumps it inside to Silas. The shot by Silas is off target. But once again, we've got a whistle, and this time the foul is called on Kaufman. And that is going to put Boston into the bonus and send Paul Silas into the line for the 3 to make 2. Silas hits the first.
Silas made the free throw.
11 points now for Silas. Second shot by Silas is good.
Silas made the free throw.
So for the first time tonight, we have a 10-point difference in the score. It is 62-52. Boston in the lead. As Buffalo is still struggling to find anything on offense. They're shooting below 35% and getting badly out-rebounded by the Celtics. The ball goes to Randy Smith out on top. Smith forces the action, steps into the lane, gets around White, lays it up off the rim, no good. And Silas with the rebound for Boston. No dice for Randy Smith on that attempt. Boston looks to expand the lead. They get it in the hands of Havlicek on the outside. Havlicek with a long jump shot off target. And that is out of bounds. Ball goes back over to Buffalo. As Smelly Wrestling Geek says, he likes Action PC for the availability of older seasons. And yeah, I like that as well. In fact, what I was able to do with Action PC is get a very reasonably priced disc for the entire decade of the 70s. And that is what inspired me to do this continuous NBA replay of the 70s, 20 games per year, followed by the expanded playoff tiers. All right, Buffalo basketball, trailing by 10. Just desperate to get anything at all to happen on the offensive end as they go inside again to Elmore Smith. The fadeaway by Smith is blocked by Cowens. As Boston continues to deny Buffalo anything on the offensive end, Chaney takes the rebound for Boston. Celtics with another possession under 4 minutes to play in the third. Here's Havlicek. On the wing. Dumps it inside to Cowens. Cowens tries to kick it back out. Lazy pass stolen by Garrett. Another turnover. 23 turnovers now for Boston, as they will walk it back the other way. Inside they go to Smith. Out to Kaufman on the perimeter, and the baseline jump shot by Kaufman is no good. Chaney with another rebound for Boston, and on the rebound we've got a loose ball foul, and that is going to be charged to Dick Garrett from Buffalo, and that will send Cowens to the free throw line on the loose ball foul. Cowens hits the first. Cowens tees up the second attempt. And it's good.
Cowens
10
made
points
the
now
free throw.
for Cowens to go with 11 rebounds as he has recorded a double-double here in Buffalo. And he has given his Celtics a 12-point lead, 64 to 52. Here's Komives into the game with a wild shot from the perimeter, but he scores it. How about that? Howie Komives into the game with the jump shot, and that cuts the lead back to 10, 64-54, under 3.5 to play in the third quarter. Jojo White running the point for Boston. He's got Komives on him. He's going to attack the basket. Runs into Komives, no call. White lays it up and good.
White.
Boy, Buffalo coach Jack Ramsey not at all happy with the referees on that play, as he thought that should have been an offensive foul. Boston is back on top once again by 12. 66-54, 3 minutes to play in the third. Here's another inside look for Smith on the low block. Havlicek tipped it away from him, and Cowens grabs it for Boston. More frustration for the Braves as Elmore Smith thought he had an open look, but Havlicek poked it away. Here's Havlicek on the other end, taking it to the glass. Tipped away by Hilton and stolen. Another Boston turnover. It's 4-on-3 going the other way. Komives in the lead. He's got Hilton on the wing. They drop it to Kaufman at the free throw line. Kaufman steps around Havlicek, lays it up and off the rim, no good. But Komives alertly comes in and grabs the offensive rebound, and Buffalo will reset the offense. 2:43 to play, third period. Buffalo still trails by 12. Now on the outside with it is Hilton. Hilton steps into the lane. He's cut off by Cowens. His jump shot falls off the rim, no good, and Cowens takes the rebound. Braves denied again on that possession. Boston with the basketball. Once again, it is Havlicek. Havlicek from the outside has it tipped away and knocked out of bounds, and that is another turnover. Oh my goodness gracious, 25 turnovers for the Celtics. And bonus points in the chat if anybody can tell me the origins of the phrase, oh my goodness gracious. At least where I first heard that. Our Red Sox fan, you may not like that, but we'll cue you in on that at the end of period number 3. Buffalo still trails by 12, 2 minutes to play. The ball is in the hands of Dick Garrett on the outside. Garrett with an open look, but Nelson comes over on the help side and gets the block. Goodness gracious, how many block shots have the Celtics picked up here tonight? Havlicek with a rebound, and they'll walk it back the other way. Some of the second unit has come into the game, Tom Sanders and Art Williams, along with Don Nelson. Cowens and Havlicek still out there for Boston. Buffalo has Komives, along with Garrett in the backcourt. Hewitt has come in at the power forward with Hummer down low, and Bob Kaufman, the only starter, still in the game for Boston. Are they playing with a hot potato, says Al Red Sox fan, and indeed that may be the case. Inside it goes to Sanders. He can't get anything done. He's got to call a timeout, but at least he didn't turn it over. 18 on the shot clock as Boston gets ready to reset. Sanders to inbound. And the pass comes into Havlicek, and he drops it down low to Sanders. Sanders limping around a little bit. How can he have a hamstring injury? He just got into the game. The ball goes to Havlicek on the outside. Havlicek this time is going to stop and pop, and he drops it.
Havlicek.
And Dave Gardner is here in the chat. Welcome, Dave, as he says, yay, Braves. There's not much to cheer about for the Braves, especially here in the third quarter, as they are in a scoring slump, and they are getting their tails kicked here by Boston, down 14 with under 2 to play in the third. Kind of a back-and-forth first half. The lead was only 6 at halftime, but Buffalo has just been unable to get anything done against this Celtics defense, and Boston has stretched out the lead. Hummer inside working on Cowens. Cowan's a good defender, but this time Hummer gets the short jump shot to go. And the scoring drought for Buffalo has been broken. They still trail by 12. Under a minute and a half to go in the third. Here's Havlicek with another look from the baseline. He's off target. And the rebound this time is taken by Kaufman for the Braves. Kaufman back the other way. He's got an open look from the perimeter. He passes up the shot and sends it across to Garrett, and Garrett has it knocked away and stolen by Art Williams. Actually, Williams knocked it away. Nelson picks it up. Credit the steal to Nelson. Boston basketball on yet another turnover. Inside they look to Sanders. Working on Hewitt on the inside. The dish goes to Havlicek at the top of the key, and he's hacked by Garrett.
Foul is on Garrett.
That foul is on the floor, so it'll be a two-shot opportunity for Havlicek. The first shot is good.
Havlicek hit the free throw.
Havlicek missed a free throw earlier in the night that broke a 28 consecutive free throw streak. He is restarting the streak here as he hits them both.
Havlicek made the free throw.
And that grows the lead to 14 with 40 seconds to play here in the third. Buffalo back on the offense. Another exercise in futility. The pass goes into Hummer. Hummer working on Don Nelson down low. He lays it up and good.
John Hummer.
So John Hummer with another basket cuts the lead to 12. 30 seconds to play in period number 3. Cowens has the ball on the inside for Boston. Covered by Hewitt. The left-handed hook shot by Cowens is off the rim, no good. Art Williams sneaks in for an offensive board for Boston, and he'll pull it back out and reset. And with 18 seconds left in the period, the Celtics will play for the final shot of the quarter. It goes to Sanders on the outside. Sanders steps into the lane. His layup is no good. Williams takes the offensive board. He's going to try and throw something up with 2 seconds to play. And his jump shot is blocked by Elmore Smith, and that ends the period.
At the end of the third quarter, Boston 70, Buffalo 58.
So that was a pretty miserable third period for Buffalo, but Boston's turnovers prevented them from totally running away with this one. As we look at one ugly box score. Boston leads by 12, 70-58. Buffalo managing only 17 points in that third quarter. But Boston not doing much better as they've turned the ball over 25 times, including 9 by White and 8 by Havlicek. Boston shooting only 47% from the field, but they continue to dominate the glass, holding a rebounded edge of 49-29, nearly double up on the rebounds. And that has allowed Boston to stretch the lead. You've got Nelson off the bench with 17 points to lead all scorers. Havlicek and Cowens both with double-doubles. Havlicek 12 and 14, Cowens 10 and 12, along with 12 points from Paul Silas. The other story for Buffalo has been the foul trouble, as they lost both Dave Wohl and Bob McAdoo to foul trouble in that disastrous third period. McAdoo continues to lead the team in scoring with 15, Kaufman with 13. And as we look at the quarter scoring, it was Kaufman with 7 for Buffalo, Havlicek and Silas 6 apiece for Boston in that third period. All right, it is time for an update from Heartland Championship Wrestling. And we are coming down to the end of the year, the end of the calendar year. And in January, on January 1st, we host our annual Buckeye Bowl, which is the 30-man Royal Rumble type match that we have hosted each year. But there has been a lot of controversy in Heartland Championship Wrestling. Those of you who have followed my federation know that an upstart promotion called Patriot Championship Wrestling has sprouted up in the Northeast, and they have been making some noise. Kurt Angle has been crowned the inaugural Patriot Heavyweight Champion, and has been extremely well received by the fans, but the status of Patriot Championship Wrestling remains unclear. And last Saturday night in Atlanta, we saw a very ugly situation indeed. NWA World Heavyweight Champion Vader successfully defended his title over Bobo Brazil, but Vader was attacked after the match by 6 invaders from the Patriot Championship Wrestling. They are not part of the NWA. They have no part of Vader's heavyweight championship. But Superstar Billy Graham, Gorilla Monsoon, John Pesek, Ivan Koloff, and a couple of other Patriot Championship Wrestling scallywags bloodied Vader after that match and knocked out Bobo Brazil at ringside before the men of Atlantic Wrestling Federation, led by Barry Windham, came to clear the ring, along with Sting and Kurt Hennig. Baby faces and heels alike from AWF finally came in to clear the ring, but the damage had been done, and it was the men of Patriot Championship Wrestling who knocked out Bobo Brazil and bloodied the World Heavyweight Championship, the heavyweight champion. Just this week in Texas, it was Nick Bockwinkel, who is the Pro Wrestling Mid-America heavyweight champion, called out Patriot Championship Wrestling and said, we need to settle this business in the ring. And the contracts may be signed. We may see a Buckeye Bowl consisting of men from all 3 of these territories: Pro Wrestling Mid-America, Atlantic Wrestling Federation, and the upstart Patriot Championship Wrestling. So tune in. We've got Patriot Championship Wrestling action tomorrow from the Dave Cave. It will not be televised, but it will be posted on the Filsinger Games message board after the fact if you want to see what is going to happen with Buckeye Bowl 2022 on New Year's Day. So that was a pretty convoluted story, but fun times are being had in Heartland Championship Wrestling with controversy all around. And now with that, let's get back to basketball. I did not get a chance to catch the ROH final battle. Yeah, certainly I am looking forward to hopefully seeing the Briscoe brothers in AEW, as I love their work. I have been a huge ROH fan over the years, since my days living in Dayton, Ohio, where we got to see ROH several times a year back in the days of Samoa Joe and CM Punk and Takeshi Morishima, and of course, local favorite Nigel McGuinness from the ROH days, and I love those days. All right, back to basketball. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out and listening to the rants about Heartland Championship Wrestling, my first love. But we will get back to the Buffalo Memorial Auditorium for action here between the Celtics and the Braves, as we head into quarter number 4 with the Celtics leading by 12. It is going to be the backups for Boston to start things off. Comives, Hilton in the backcourt, Hummer at the center position. McAdoo is returning to the game with the 4 fouls along with Kaufman. And those two have been really their only legitimate scorers tonight, and they need points if they are going to catch up with this one. Boston also is going to have Art Williams and Tom Sanders in the ball game, along with Don Nelson as the backups. Chaney and Silas are your starters in the game. Silas has shifted down to the low post so that Havlicek and Cowens can take a rest here to start things off and hopefully come back fresh for the stretch run. It will be Hummer and Silas to jump things up. And for the 4th consecutive time, Buffalo controls the opening tip-off, and they will get the opportunity to cut into the lead here. Kaufman on the outside has the basketball. He's got to look from the baseline, guarded by Sanders out there. And the shot by Kaufman to open the period falls short. Hummer takes the offensive rebound. Hummer with the putback attempt. And his bad pass is stolen away by Cheney. Hummer couldn't get it off. Silas covered him on the defense, and Cheney reached in for the steal. Now we've got 4-on-3 going the other way with Art Williams leading the break for the Green. Williams dumps it off to Cheney on the right-hand side. Cheney lays it up and good.
Cheney.
7 points now for Cheney. Boston has opened up their biggest lead of the night, 72-58. Celtics up by 14. Here's Hilton on the outside. Hilton is going to take it into the lane. His layup falls short. And it is Cheney with another rebound for Boston. Another missed opportunity for the Braves, as Boston looks to put an end to this one early. Here's an inside look for Nelson. Steps around McAdoo. His layup falls off, but we've got a whistle and a foul on Hilton on the defensive end. And boy, that was a smart play by Hilton, because that foul could have gone on McAdoo, and that would have been 5 against McAdoo. Instead, they call it on Hilton, and that will send Don Nelson to the free throw line for 2 shots. He hits the first. The Briscoes versus almost any team in AEW is going to be fantastic. I could not agree with you more. Of course, a number of those teams have dealt with the Briscoes before. The Briscoes and the Young Bucks have history. The Briscoes have some history with the Best Friends. But the Briscoes and FTR is a match that I would love to see. So yeah, let's hope that goes down. Buffalo trails by 16 now, as the wrestling chat is way more interesting than this basketball game. But Buffalo is going to try and make a run here. There's still plenty of time. If they can get back to within 10 or so, anything can happen. But they're going to need points. They look inside to Hummer. Hummer's got Silas all over him. His one-hand runner is blocked by Silas. Hummer grabs his own rebound off the carom. We've got a whistle, and the foul now is going to be called against Sanders.
His first personal, first team.
And that is the first team foul. That was a loose ball foul on the floor. And so that will be a side out for Buffalo. Braves to inbound, and the inbound pass is stolen by Cheney. Boy, these Buffalo Braves just cannot do anything right as Cheney steps in for the steal. Coming back the other way, Cheney from the outside takes the jump shot and scores it.
Cheney.
9 points now for Cheney, and Boston goes on top by 18. Yeah, the Briscoes and the Lucha Brothers, another good potential match there. Hummer and Comives playing a little two-man game. The jump shot by Comives is good. 76-60. Buffalo needs a stop. The ball's in the hands of Cheney, far away from the basket. He looks inside to Silas. Silas dumps it off to Sanders. Bad pass, another turnover. Ball goes over to Buffalo. 76-60. Buffalo trailing by 16. Can they cut into the lead here? The ball's in the hands of Comives. He hit the last jump shot. He's going to try again with the fadeaway from the perimeter, and he nails another one. Howie Comives now with 8. And the lead is cut back to 14, 76-62. As we approach the 10-minute mark to play here in this ball game. Here's an outside look for Don Nelson. Nelson with the ball fake. McAdoo slips and falls. Nelson cannot finish, and Comives takes the rebound for Buffalo. Howie Comives giving the Braves a little spark here to start the fourth. Comives sends it over to Hilton on the wing. Hilton steps into the lane, gets around Cheney. Layup is good.
Fred Hilton.
First basket of the night for Fred Hilton, the second-year man out of Grambling State. The lead is cut to 12. Boston with the basketball. Williams working on Comives. Wants to attack. Tiptoes down the lane. Steps around Comives. Lays it up and good.
Williams.
Nice little tiptoe move by Art Williams there. It's back to 14. 78-64. 9.5 to play. Here's another opportunity for Hilton. Drives to the basket. Dumps it into Hummer. The layup is too strong, and the rebound is taken down by Paul Silas for Boston. Boston will walk it back the other way. They're in no rush, leading by 14. They dump it inside to Silas down low, now working on Kaufman, and Silas walked with it. Buffalo with the basketball now, still trailing by 14. 9 minutes left to play in this one. As Comas feeds it to Hilton. Hilton sends it down low to McAdoo. He goes back over to Comives. Good ball movement by Buffalo, but Comives cannot get the shot to go. And Silas tracks down the rebound for Boston. Another missed opportunity. Celtics going 3-on-2 the other way, led by Art Williams to Chaney on the baseline. Back to Williams streaking down the left side of the court. The left-hand layup by Williams is good.
Williams.
80-64, 9 minutes to play. Buffalo looking for offense any place they can find it. Hilton calls for the basketball, exchanging words with Sanders. Hilton drives to the hoop, lays it up, and good after running into Chaney. Again, no whistle. But Hilton gets the basket to go, and it's again a 14-point game, 80-66. Here's an outside look for Nelson. Nelson from the wing is off target, and the rebound is cleared by Bob Kaufman for Buffalo. 2-on-2 going the other way with Comives. Comives dribbling through traffic. He's got McAdoo on his hip. McAdoo takes it, gives it back to Comives. Comives cannot get the layup to go. McAdoo takes the rebound. McAdoo with the putback attempt. And he cannot get that to fall. Finally, it's Tom Sanders coming back to take the rebound for Boston, as Buffalo is unable to convert in transition. Still a 14-point game. We're now under 8.5 to play. Inside with it is Silas. Silas gets into the lane. His shot is no good, but he is fouled on the play by Hummer.
Is on Hummer. First personal, second team foul.
What's going to happen here? That is going to be a foul on the floor, and it will be a side out for Boston, as Jojo White and Dave Cowens return to the lineup for the Celtics. And both of the Smiths, along with Dave, will return for Buffalo. So time is ticking away from Buffalo. They've not managed to cut into the 14-point deficit, as Boston again has the basketball. Sanders to inbound. And the pass goes into Sanders. 15 on the shot clock. Sanders kicks it over to White on the perimeter. The outside jump shot by White is off target. And the rebound is taken by Hewitt for Buffalo. Now we're under 8, and we have got a whistle and another injury, as Elmore Smith looks like he rolled his ankle. That is not going to help the Buffalo cause here, as Elmore Smith limps over to the bench to be replaced by Hummer, who's already got his ankle taped. I don't know what it is with these Braves and their ankles. But they still trail by 14 here as we approach the 8-minute mark to play in the game. And the ball goes inside to Hewitt. Hewitt working down low on Steve Kaburski, the backup power forward. And it is Kaburski with the block. My goodness gracious. Another block shot for Boston and a rebound for Sanders. And now the ball is in the hands of Jojo White for Boston at the top of the key. Gets into the lane. He's cut off by Hewitt. And the shot is blocked by Hewitt. Tom Sanders with the rebound for Boston. Kicks it back out to White. Celtics have to work quickly. They look for Havlicek on the baseline. Down to Cowens. Cowens in the lane with the left-handed hook. It is good. That's 12 points for Cowens, and the lead back to 16. 82-66. Now under 7.5 to play. Hummer on the outside looks to pass. Defended by Cowens. Can't find an open teammate. Forces up a baseline jump shot. That's no good. Rebound Havlicek. Celtics will walk it back the other way. They've got it to Cowens on the baseline. Cowens with that left-handed baseline jump shot. Not a bad outside shooter. And this one is good. Looks a little awkward, but it found its mark in the basket. And that puts Boston up now by 18, 84-66. Biggest lead of the game for the Celtics. Hewitt with the ball on the wing gets it to Randy Smith. The jump shot by Randy Smith won't go. And another rebound for John Havlicek. Havlicek looks to perimeter. Looks to drive from the perimeter. Took an extra step. And that's another turnover. As Havlicek should just stick to shooting those jump shots. He's been successful on a few of those, but it has been a tough night for Havlicek from the field. Still, he's got 16 rebounds and 8 assists to go with 12 points. Buffalo with the basketball, still trailing by 18. Inside they go to McAdoo, and McAdoo scores. Boy, he's got 17 to lead the Braves, but I can't remember his last basket if he's even scored in the second half. We are midway through the fourth, and it is still a 16-point game in favor of Boston. Here's an outside look for Jojo White, and it is tipped away and blocked by Garrett. White grabs his own rebound. 11 on the shot clock. And the ball goes into Kaburski down low. Kaburski probing the defense, guarded by Wohl, and Wohl forced the turnover. As Dave or Al, if any of the admins are in the chat, there may be an opportunity for y'all to do your admin deal. As we say hello to Janice Joseph, I don't recognize the individual or the posting. Janice, if you're here to watch basketball, we would love to have you. Buffalo trailing by 16 now with 6 minutes to play in the ballgame. As Buffalo sets up the offense with Wohl on top. Wohl is going to look to take the shot. His deep jump shot is good.
Dave Wall.
And that cuts the lead to 14. Thank you, Al, for checking things out there in the chat room. White with a jump shot from outside for Boston. Left that one short. But the rebound is tipped around and taken off the offensive glass by Cowens. Cowens with a look from the inside is good.
Cowens.
That's now 16 points and 13 boards for Cowens as the lead is back to 16. Randy Smith on the outside looking for help. Finds Hewitt on the inside. And Hewitt rises up and scores. 5 points now for Hewitt. As we approach the 5-minute mark, the lead is still 14. Celtics look inside to Silas. On the low post, he fakes, he shoots and misses. Silas gets his own rebound. Silas on the putback. Has it knocked away and kicked out of bounds. And that's another turnover. 30 turnovers now for the Celtics. Yeah, Smelly Wrestling Geek says Dave had a similar post and it is spam. So thank you all for your fine work administrating the chat. Buffalo still trails by 14. Now 5 minutes to play. Time is just ticking away. Celtics content to either trade baskets or trade turnovers, whichever you prefer. Buffalo trying to get some offense going now with Randy Smith. Smith wants to attack. Ball fakes. Drives the lane. Cut off by Nelson. Jump shot falls off the rim. No good. Rebounded by Nelson. Loose ball foul called, and that is going to go on Kaufman. That is his third. Little did these guys know that they would be swapped for each other in a few years. Funny just reading about it the other day. Which two guys are you referring to? Midlife Crisis, and welcome, by the way. It's good to have you here. I'm not sure which guys you're referring to. I guess MCADOO ended up in Boston. Is that correct? All right, a quick drink. We're under 5 to play. The lead is still 14. As Boston now has possession. The open man is Havlicek on the perimeter. But they cannot get the pass to connect, and that is another turnover. Buffalo with the basketball. And Komives lets loose with another long shot, and he scores it. Nice looking stroke by Komives, cuts the lead back to 12, 86-74, but there's only 4.5 minutes to play. Here's Havlicek with a look from the perimeter. And now we've got a double foul. Silas and Hewitt get tangled up down there. And they are both called for the fouls. As action will stop, and it will be a side out for Boston. Paul Silas to inbound. The pass goes him to White. White from the outside. He looks to pull the trigger. And his set shot from the top of the key is good. Double figures now for Jojo White with 10. And the lead is back to 14. 4 minutes to play. Here's Kaufman from the outside. Faces up on Nelson. Nelson knocks it away. Out of bounds. Buffalo will keep possession with 10 on the shot clock. The inbounds goes to Komives. He's got an open look from the perimeter. This one will not fall. And the rebound is taken by Cowens as Boston continues to dominate under the glass. Now 62-35. Rebounding advantage for the Celtics. Here's another look from Havlicek the other way. On the perimeter. Dumps it inside to Chaney. Instead, Chaney lays it up and good.
Chaney.
Coming back the other way for Buffalo is Garrett, and he double dribbled. The Celtics owner wanted a team in California. Can't blame him for that. And there was no way the Celtics were leaving Boston. So the owners traded franchises in 1978. I was not aware of that. That is a very interesting story indeed. Thank you for sharing that with us, Midlife. And thank you for hanging out with us here tonight on a Friday night. As the action in Buffalo has been less than stellar, but certainly the chat room has been lively, and it's been a good time for hopefully for you all as well as for me. Coming to you from the Dave Cave. Boston with a 16-point lead, 90-74. Art Williams in the game is looking to make something happen. He shakes and bakes and commits the offensive foul. He ran over Komives, and that gives the ball back to Buffalo. 3 minutes, 14 seconds to play. As action continues for Buffalo. Garrett with it on the outside, now guarded by the rookie Paul Westphal. First round pick out of UCLA. Garrett with the perimeter jump shot, no good. Hewitt grabs the ball on the offensive glass. Hewitt with a putback attempt. He pumps, he shoots, he misses. Hewitt clears his own miss and passes it back out on top for Randy Smith. Smith looks to set something up. Comes off a screen. Has Cowens on him. The mismatch down low is for MCADOO. Can they get it to him? No, because Smith is fouled out on top by Cowens on the reach.
13 foul.
And Hank Finkel back into the game for Boston. How about that? 2:48 to play. The lead is 16. And Hewitt cannot get the inbounds pass to go. That's a 5-second violation. Ball goes back over to the Celtics. 16 points in 3 minutes. I don't think that's going to happen. Although I did get a chance last night. As some of you may know, my son Chris is a basketball coach. Played high school basketball a few years back. Graduated in 2014. and is now a high school teacher and one of the coaches for the junior varsity. And they had a game last night. First time I've had a chance to check out his team. And his guys trailed by 6 at halftime, and they came out and opened up the second half on a 24-0 run to stretch about a 17-point lead. But then they gave it all back and almost got beat. Finally won by 3, but a very exciting game in the junior varsity high school ranks last night. And Coach Chris Little and his team got the win on a 24-0 run. I don't think Buffalo's going to do that to these Celtics here tonight, but that was fun to watch. All right, Boston with the basketball, leading by 16, under 3 minutes to play. Jojo White has the ball. White's going to take it into the lane from the top of the key. And he tries to get it over to Chaney. That's a bad pass and another turnover. 33 turnovers now for the Celtics. What a game this has been. It has been an ugly mess on both sides. Buffalo now with an outside look for Kaufman. Kaufman takes it to the hoop. He's cut off by Kaburski. His shot is no good, but Chaney fouled him. And that will send Bob Kaufman to the line for a pair of free throws. First shot by Kaufman is good.
Kaufman knocks down the first one.
Kaufman knocks down the first. Second shot by Kaufman is good, and we're back to a 14-point game. 90, 76, 2:19 to play. Here's another open look for Havlicek. Working on Dean Garrett. Passes up the shot instead to find Finkel inside, and Finkel throws it home. A triple-double for Havlicek, assist number 10. He's probably got 10 turnovers as well if we think about it. So it may be a quadruple-double for Havlicek for all we know. The lead is once again 16. Kaufman has a look inside now against Havlicek. And Kaufman cannot get that to fall. Offensive rebound goes to Hummer. Defended by Finkel on the baseline. His shot is no good. And Havlicek takes another rebound for Boston. At this point, the Celtics are going to call timeout. And we are going to go to the blowout lineups for both teams. And hopefully they'll let us finish out the final minute and a half of play without any more dramatics here. Art Williams with it, guarded by McAdoo on the switch. He's going to look inside to Kaburski. Not far from the basket, rises it up and scores.
Kaburski.
Minute 24 to go. It's an 18-point game. Bob McAdoo wants the ball on the low post. Gets the pass back over to Comives, and Comives drills another one. Back to a 16-point game, 94-78 as we enter the final minute of play. The other thing I forgot was we forgot to talk about Oh My Goodness, Goodness Gracious. The first time I heard that, I do not know the name of the radio broadcaster, the really obnoxious woman who broadcasts for the New York Yankees, and I do not know her name. But that was the phrase that she let loose with the day that Roger Clemens was spotted in the Yankees owner's box, negotiating a contract to return to baseball for the New York Yankees. And that I don't like either of the Yankees broadcasters, and I just don't like the Yankees. But whatever that woman's name, oh my goodness gracious! Roger Clemens is in the owner's box for the New York Yankees. Are we going to see Roger Clemens in pinstripes? Oh my goodness gracious! All right, so that's your baseball broadcast for the night. Let's finish off this ball game. Hank Finkel has the ball inside. The University of Dayton grad. He spins on McAdoo and scores.
Finkel.
Take that, rookie. You just got scored on by Hank Finkel. How can you call yourself the rookie of the year if you can't even defend Hank Finkel? We're in the game's final minute. It's still an 18-point game. Comives is going to pull the trigger again, just for the fun of it. Oh, ball fake, steps around, lays it up and good.
Howie Comives.
Yeah, John Sterling is the guy. I don't know the woman's name, but she is every bit as obnoxious. And I'm not a male chauvinist pig. I just hate everything to do with the New York Yankees. So Boston up by 16 now on the basket by Comives. We're down to 44 seconds to play. The open man for Boston is Kaburski on the inside. Kaburski with the layup around Hummer. It is blocked by Hummer. Nicely done. Nelson takes the rebound for Boston. Yeah, Susan something or other. Boston has the ball on the outside. Couldn't beat the shot clock after the block shot. And that will be another possession for Buffalo. With 20 seconds to play. Mercifully, this one's about over with. Let's see, who hasn't scored yet? Fox is in the game. Who's this Fox character? Harold Fox, rookie out of Jacksonville. Let's see if we can get him a shot before the buzzer. They get it over to Hilton. Hilton's going to take the shot from the free throw line. That's no good. Kaburski takes the rebound for Boston. Nelson on the inside has an open look with 9 seconds to play. He's picked up by McAdoo. They get it over to Westfall. Westfall over to Finkel. His shot is no good. Too strong off the rim. Rebound by Westfall. He sends it back out to Williams. 5 seconds to play. Williams wants to just hold the ball out there. Susan Waldman. Okay, thank you for that, Al. And Midlife Crisis teaming up with the answer to tonight's trivia question. And Westfall runs the time off the clock. Please keep holding the ball, Mr. Westfall. And that is your ball game. Wow. What a fun night that was.
The final score, Boston 96.
96-80 is your final score. The final quarter was 26-22 as the teams traded baskets and traded turnovers. Boston with 33 turnovers on the night,
10 rebounds,
but still coming away with the 96-80 win. And indeed, we have Havlicek with a nefarious quadruple double. 12 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists, and 11 turnovers for Havlicek. White with 10 points and 9 turnovers. It seems like this game engine creates a lot of turnovers when you try to penetrate. And so I'm going to get out of the habit of doing that, even though it looks like the penetration ratings for Havlicek and White are both pretty solid. It seems like it leads to more turnovers than it does productive possessions. So it is Nelson off the bench who ends up leading all scorers with 19 points. McAdoo with 17 for Buffalo to lead the Braves, but a very quiet second half for him as Boston wins this one going away. In the second half, we see that McAdoo only scored 4 of his points in the second half. He just went to sleep. And Cowens and Cheney picked up the slack in the fourth for Boston. So that is your ball game. Thank you to everybody for hanging out with us tonight. Bad ball game, fun chat. Highlight Heyday, Al Red Sox fan, midlife crisis. I know Frank Wainscott was in the chat earlier tonight. We had a visit from the Smelly Wrestling Geek. SGJ Jamie was here for a bit. Dave Gardner made his cameo appearance. Janice Joseph dropped a pearl of wisdom on us, which we did not appreciate, but I think that takes care of everybody. So from the Dave Cave, once again, your final score, Boston 96 and Buffalo 80. That's our stream, and I am out of here.